Hey everyone, welcome back to the Group Dentistry Now Show. This is DSO Declassified. This is actually the second episode of DSO Declassified, and I am Bill Neumann, as you notice. Uh, Background's a little bit different. We started with a cold open, so I just wanted to get right into things here. Wanted to share a bunch of news that's going on. Talk about the Dykema meeting that I just attended. You also noticed that the first episode of DSO Declassified, if you've seen it, if not, go back and watch it. It's about a month ago. We also had Dr. Roshan Parikh. He can't make this one, but we've got him scheduled back for the September. So I wanted to try and keep some momentum going here, try to do this once a month at least. So DSO Declassified is really just to keep you up to date on things that are going on in the industry. So this will be sprinkled through the regular GDN shows, which will have a lot of different guests. So we may still sneak a guest or two into DSO Declassified just to get their thoughts on things. But really, this is a show just to kind of catch up on things, get feedback from the audience on what they want to hear about. So anyway, we'll get right into it. But that is why you're seeing a different background. There was a cold open, no introduction, no outro. We're going to do this real, right? So if you are listening to this, I am going to be doing some screen shares. So you may want to jump on the YouTube version of this, and you can find the YouTube version on our YouTube channel, or you could actually go to groupdentistrynow.com and watch the video, which would be hosted on YouTube. Whether you're listening or watching, thanks for joining. Again, Bill Neumann with Group Dentistry Now. This is the DSO Declassified. So wanted to go over the Dykema meeting. So that was the last meeting, large meeting that we attended as Group Dentistry Now. We did have a table in the back, actually of the main conference room or the lecture room. So we had the opportunity to listen in on all the great speakers. You know, it was a real treat as that meeting always is. And I have been going to the meeting for quite a few years. I did not get the opportunity to go to the first two meetings. The third meeting that what Dykema actually did was in Dallas, Texas at the Aloft in the basement. And I think they had a little over, right around 100 people, something like that. So, and we did a recap on Group Dentistry Now, so you can just go in and search for Dykema, and you can see several recaps from years past. But I kind of think back to that first meeting that I attended, which was their third meeting, and they had just right around 100 people. And now, fast forward to the meeting that was a month ago. We're recording this, by the way, in mid-August. So just to give perspective, August 2022, the Dykema meeting had in July had 1,700 attendees. So from 100 and about 5 years ago to 1,700. So amazing. Last year, I believe the number was around 1,300. I could be wrong there. Same locale. So my question is, where are they going to be able to hold it next year, being such a large meeting? It's going to probably get bigger. I have no doubt Brian Caleo's goal is to have it bigger. Don't know if they announce where it's going to be next year. I might not have heard that yet, but it's probably not going to be in the same location. So my recap on it, great meeting, great content as usual. It's a great networking opportunity. You know, I'm there probably more for the networking than the content. I think it's about 50-50 maybe, but just had the chance to see so many people, some that I haven't seen since COVID hit, others that were there last year and have been to some other meetings, but great chance to reconnect with people. I snuck down to the exhibit floor early one morning, probably around 7 o'clock at an early morning meeting. And it's before most of the vendors were there. So I got a chance to stop by the booths and just was able to kind of breeze through them pretty quickly and check out some of the new companies that were attending, some of the companies that have been there a long time. And again, focus, as we all know, at these meetings tends to be a lot of technological products, analytical products, a lot of AI companies there. So pretty cool stuff. Really enjoyed it. One of my highlights was actually the drone show. So I had never seen a drone show like that before, and I was blown away by it. Certainly could replace fireworks, and actually might be a safer option. But that's all I'm going to say on that topic. But great event. I think the one negative that I would have to say is that Thursday is so jam packed that it's you run from 8 in the morning till, well, if you stay for the after event, probably till 10 at night. So that's the only negative, that day is so busy. I feel like there's not a lot of room to do anything else. We were jam packed, so great opportunity. Thanks to the team at Dykema for putting on a first class show, as always. Great meeting, and so that's all I've got to say about that. Looking forward to it next year, as always. So I've got some other notes here. Like I mentioned, Ro will be back the next episode, which will be in September. We're actually, as for Group Dentistry Now, for the podcast, for the Group Dentistry Now show, we are right around 100 episodes. So we're getting really close to that 100th episode, and just thankful for everybody that listens or watches us, and try to make it exciting. And I think this idea will be kind of fun. I hope so. Hopefully it'll help people that maybe haven't been to some of these shows before, give them a little perspective. Maybe you're wondering what's going on in the industry. And Dr. Rose certainly tuned into a lot of the M&A that's going on. We get a lot of feedback from people too. And I will say the one thing that I've noticed is we've had a flurry of inquiries coming in from a lot of single practices, docs looking to sell. So it's been pretty quiet lately on that front. We always talk to a lot of emerging groups, whether they're looking to scale or sell. They call us, whether they're looking for referrals or marketing opportunities, or just have some questions about what we do. They tend to find us online, so stay pretty connected to what's going on. But what I find interesting the past month or so, quite a few people reaching out to figure out how to sell their practices, or how to make their practices really most, put it in the best light possible, make them look the best for sale to a DSO or for a group. So that's super interesting. Yesterday, I was actually on the ADSO's one of their meetings that they had, member meetings, and they had Bob Fontana, they had Dr. Rick Workman, Stephen Thorne, and Steve Bilt were all on the, and with Andrew Smith as the moderator from the ADSO, were all on the meeting, and really just to kind of get a snapshot of what's going on with their groups, and then also their thoughts on the industry. A lot of tied around recruitment, retention, the economy, of course, is a big topic. But just one little thing. I think a lot of people, I think there were about 100, I saw about 150 people on the meeting. So there were a lot. If you missed it, or you're not a member of the ADSO, I highly recommend, if you do become a member, you'll find out about it for sure. But sit in on these meetings, because you do gain a lot of insight from people that have been doing this for quite a while. I mean, Steve Bilt, I think, mentioned this, that somebody did anyway on the panel, that they had been doing this for quite a while. Smile Brands, Pacific Dental, Heartland, and Aspen all go back to the 90s. So it's they're not young organizations, so you can learn a lot from them. One thing Dr. Workman mentioned that I found really interesting was he basically said, two things, because we always speculate a little bit on the size of the industry. And I think he mentioned we don't even know how big the DSO space is right now, but somewhere around 25%. I think that's probably a little low, but that's, that you do hear 25. I've heard as high as like 30, 38, depending on how you slice and dice DSOs. What I found interesting was that, I think there was a question about what does the future of the industry look like? And he's like, well, it's not, I'm going to paraphrase this, it's not a practice with 3 operatories in somebody's house doing $600,000 a year. That's not the future of the industry, right? And then he mentioned something that I thought was also interesting, that about half the practices that exist right now in the United States are unsellable, right? So there really nobody would want to buy them. Certainly not DSOs anyway. And I think he was referring to, just the size of them. So just not being, built for something that a DSO would want to acquire. So maybe an associate, somebody that we're looking for, or somebody looking for a fixer upper. But to his point, I think there are quite a few practices out there that either need to figure out how they can build themselves up for sale, right, to build themselves bigger, or a lot of docs are just going to be retiring and selling off their patient records, and you see that happen too. I think with inflation, the recession, you're going to see a lot more solos looking at, how do I either fix this up or how do I get out? And I think some are going to find themselves in a situation where they're going to have a practice that really not too many people are going to find appealing. So anyway, just a couple of things again, Dykema, and then the ADSO call that happened yesterday. I thought was pretty interesting. Beyond that, I had the opportunity to attend the Mass Dental Society board meeting. That was pretty cool. That was outside of Boston, and great just to talk to them. There's some representatives from the ADA there as well. Talk to the board about what's going on in the space. Just one thing I'll mention there is that Yankee Dental Congress, if you're not familiar with that is the meeting that happens in Boston in January, and really pull in not just from Massachusetts, but from all the New England states. And they'll even pull in a little bit from New York and states like that. But they are going to be doing a multi-site track for that meeting. So there's going to be an entire set of courses that are going to be going on for emerging groups and established groups as well. But that's pretty exciting. We're involved in that, have been involved with Yankee for a bunch of years. So if you're a DSO or an emerging group and you're interested in, or you're going to be attending Yankee, or you're maybe a vendor that might be interested in reaching that space, you can ping me and I can get you in touch with them. But they're pretty creative there. They're one of the few traditional dental shows that goes on that actually is, I think, paying attention to the DSOs and actually creating or multi-site, dentist entrepreneurs that are scaling up, that they actually are building out a curriculum just for them. So that is January of 2023, but I check it out now. You can go to their website, or like I said, you can ping me, and I'd be happy to get you connected. So, moving on, besides that, what I'm going to do here, and that's kind of the benefit of doing this on the fly, is I can do a little screen share. I wanted to talk about some upcoming events, and then we'll talk about, what else is going on in the industry. So again, if you are listening to this, I'm going to be doing a screen share here, and I'll try and read everything out that I'm looking at and showing the audience. So, okay, hopefully everybody can see the screen now, if you're, of course, on watching the video. So we have a couple of upcoming events. I wanted to kind of keep with the theme of the events, things that have been going on. So we did some past events, and now we're going to talk about some future events. So we've got a really busy fall for DSO events, super, super busy. So Dental Forum is one that is actually coming up September 12th and 13th, and just a awesome event. A lot of people know about this, but if you don't, I'll give you just a little bit of the lowdown on what the event's about, because it is pretty unique. So this is run by an organization called Open Room. They're based in the UK. They do this event globally, so and they're in other verticals as well. But in dental, they have the Dental Forum USA. They actually do pull some Canadian DSOs as well to this event. But this is at the Hyatt Regency in Scottsdale, which is September 12th to 13th. And this is what I would call speed dating. So it's very short, targeted meetings where the decision maker at the DSO, so procurement or clinical director, somebody like that, is meeting up with the vendor partner, right? So they two get together, they have 15 minutes to make a love connection or not. They know ahead of time who they're meeting with, and then they move on to the next person. And so this goes on for a day and a half. Call them one-to-one speed meetings. Really, really effective. And then there is some content there. I'll be moderating a couple of sessions. And then I will be presenting our dental procurement, or our DSO procurement survey. We did this globally. We missed it last year. We did it in 2019 and 2020. And this year, I believe we've already have, just in the US or North America, I think we have 35 responses from DSOs. If you're a DSO and want to participate, again, reach out to me. My email address will be in the show notes, or you can find it on the website, and I can send you a link to do the survey. It takes about, I think the average is about 6 minutes, so it's a pretty quick survey, but have gleaned really cool info on that. So we do US, we do this a similar survey for Europe, and then we did one for Asia Pacific, which I believe is occurring this week, where they're actually having that event as well, and that is in Shangri-La, Singapore. So that's going on. I wish I was there live, but unfortunately, I recorded a video and sent that on the results. So maybe someday I'll get the opportunity to go there. But I will be at the event in Scottsdale, Arizona. Kim Larson, who is my partner here at Group Dentistry Now, she's going to be with me. We finally got Kim traveling with us a good bit, so she's going to be at the dental forum. So look forward to seeing everybody there. So move on from this. Oh, actually, if there's any questions, like the vendors are pretty much sold out. I don't think you can get in as a vendor. DSOs, there still may be an opportunity, so you can register. They're right around 50 DSOs, which is great. This is a small meeting. It's really kind of. I think last year was kind of quiet because of COVID, but 50 is quite a bit for this meeting. So that really is encouraging that this format's taking off. So that's Dental Forum. Then a little bit of a break, at least from what we have on our calendar here. That's September. And then October gets crazy busy. So we've got the DSO Tech Summit, which is, I had the opportunity to moderate a couple of sessions at that event, MC that event last year. Small meeting, first time they did it last year. I believe they had about 80 attendees. And it is going to be in Nashville. So that is October 4th through the 6th. Just if you're a CTO or a CIO or somebody that handles the tech for your DSO, or just somebody that wants to, somebody that actually wants to be a part, find out more about the technology advances in the dental space, and there are a lot of them, then definitely check that out. Go to the event. It is called the DSO Tech Summit. Michelle Hambridge handles that. So I can put you in touch with Michelle, but you can find the information on our website here. And that is in Nashville at the Sheraton by the airport. We have a code GDN22 to save $100 if you go to our website and you want to attend, whether you're a DSO or whether you are an industry partner. You can save $100 by using that code. Always good to save a little bit of money. And it was a great event last year. They actually had an FBI agent there that was talking about cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is a big topic at this event. So they've got some great guests that'll be at this event as well. So that's the DSO Tech Summit. So also in Nashville, right after the DSO Tech Summit ends, you'll have to do a hop, skip, and a jump to the Lowe's Vanderbilt. That's by Vanderbilt University, about 15 minutes away from the Sheraton, which is where the Tech Summit is. Or if you're flying in, it's about 15 minutes from the airport. So this is the DSO Leadership Summit, and that is put on by HR for Health, and we're happy to be partnered with them again this year to do our emerging groups to watch. So it was really a great event that we actually did last year in San Francisco. And in spite of COVID and the vaccine mandates and all that fun stuff, we had 310 guests and about 80 groups that were represented there as well. So that was, sorry, I have a little bit of cough. So moving on, we're doing this raw, no editing. So I want to get this out. So we normally edit all these coughs out. So we do have a code. If you use GDN 2022, you can save 10% off. Now, I will say that what's unique about this event is they really try and have a great ratio of DSOs to vendors. And so right now, I believe there's a hold on the vendors that can attend. So we're looking for more DSOs. I mean, the event's going to sell out. We already have quite a few people there, including DSOs, but we want to have a nice balance. So I think if you're a DSO, sign up. You can sign up, no problem. We expect to have between 400 and 500 attendees, which is great. So we're really looking forward to that. But if you are a vendor and you want to attend, I think there are a couple sponsorship opportunities that will get you a table. If you are not looking to have not looking to sponsor anything, then I would just get on the list, and you things will open up, I believe, as more DSOs come in. So anyway, that is the DSO Leadership Summit. We're going to be doing the black tie event like we did last year, the emerging groups to watch, award winners. So those winners are all going to be attending, and that should be pretty cool. So here's you can still see my screen here, but the emerging groups to watch, you can see how we do things here on the fly. That will be attending will be right here. So we're going to have Dynamic Growth Dental Services. They're out of Pennsylvania, which is right near us. Actually, we're based in PA. Imagine Dental Partners, who are based in Arizona. They're getting pretty big. MI Smiles Dental, that's Dr. Dykstra's group, and Oak Point is going to be there. They're going to have a bunch of their team there. I had a chance recently to go to an event in Detroit, Rocket Mortgage Classic. Kurt Harvey, who is a consultant in the industry, does M&A work and consulting, is kind enough to host an event in Detroit. He lives on one of the golf courses there, where they do the Rocket Mortgage Classic, and he has his event. And we had Mike White was there, Dr. Barry Dermangian, Brian Kaleo, a lot of the big names in the dental industry attended the event. And the reason I bring it up is Mick Janess from Oak Point was there, Eric Strang was there too. So we'll see them at the DSO Leadership Summit. So they're going to bring their team. Operation Dental will be there. Our Best Life companies, I believe we're actually going to have somebody from our Best Life companies on one of the panels too. Pepperpoint Partnerships, Riccobene, the Smilist out of New York. They just actually acquired or started to affiliate here in Pennsylvania. So those groups will be there as well. So I just wanted to run through that real quickly. That is the DSO Leadership Summit. Get your tickets now. If you're a vendor and you're not going to do a sponsorship, then definitely get on the wait list there as things open up. You have to get on, because I know the wait list is going to continue to get longer. So again, I do kind of like that, because it has a real nice balance of DSOs to vendors. So this is another event that is going on here. This is actually in Newport Beach. Great place to be. This is actually October again. I told you October's busy. October 14th and 15th. This is the Stepping Away workshop. And this is really it's a hands-on workshop to take dentists from practicing to out of the chair and actually running their group or their practice as they tend to scale up. So this is Jonathan Moffat and his team that put this on. It's a great event, and couldn't be in a nicer place, probably one of the nicest places in the country, Newport Beach. So check it out if you're a dentist that has one practice, two practices looking to scale up. Really, really meaningful event. It's put on by Aligned Advisors. So that is in Newport Beach, Hyatt Regency there. Last event that I have on here is the Emerging Dental Markets Summit, which is in Nashville. Again, Nashville's like the spot. So this is actually put on by Patterson Dental and ADEC. And this is so ADEC just opened up a new facility, a new showroom in in Nashville. And so they're going to be bringing in emerging groups to this event. And you can go to our website. It's 259. You can actually scan this little QR code, or you can just go to the website, and you don't have to do that at all. Go to our website, groupdentistrynow.com, and then go to the events section as well. Yeah, and I did want to mention, I don't have it on here yet because I haven't had the opportunity, but I know that Polaris is actually having their event as well in October. And I think, unfortunately, it overlaps with the DSO Leadership Summit, but Polaris has their event, and I will make sure that I drop a link to their event in our show notes. I haven't had time to put it up here. Like I said, October, crazy busy month. September's a little bit quieter. And then beyond that, there's some other things going on, I'm sure. That there's the Greater New York meeting. There'll be CDA North, which we went to last year, which was pretty quiet. So we'll definitely see how that works out this year as well. And then I guess there's the ADA as well, which will be in Houston. That is actually in October, I believe. So there's just so much going on there. There's a meeting for every pretty much day of the week. So, I wanted to just go over a couple of things here. This is actually a really great article on our website that we, and again, for those listening in, it's probably tough to kind of follow what I'm talking about, but we've got a couple of things. I'm not going to go through every single article we've done in the past month or month and a half, but this is one that we just dropped today. This is why does the dental office lease matter when I own the building? Really great article. This was actually put together by Cirrus and written by the president of Cirrus Consulting. That's Eric Pook. So Eric, nice job on this article. Great piece to read. Pretty easy to read too. So if you're listening in, you could check that out. Again, just kind of going through some things that have happened pretty recently. Again, the activity in the space is incredible. We do the DSO Deal Roundup every single month. And what I would say is check that out. I mean, if you subscribe, hopefully you're subscribing to our newsletter, which is DSO Weekly. But you can go to our website, to Group Dentistry Now. We don't spam you. You get one email a week from us, and it's chock full of great content. So all this is in the newsletter, but if you're not a subscriber or you missed it past couple of weeks, make sure you check it out. So what I'm showing on the screen, if you're listening, is the Aspen Group, or TAG, and just kind of the activity that they've had. I mean, they've done, which is really cool. They've co-located the Aspen dental practice in Clear Choice. Makes a lot of sense. I've heard that they've also, because they own WellNow, right? WellNow is part of TAG. WellNow, which is an urgent care clinic, that in some cases they've had a WellNow urgent care and an Aspen in the same complex as well. So that's pretty interesting. They just bought, WellNow just acquired Physicians Immediate Care, which was actually acquisition. They acquired 55 of these urgent care and occupational health practices. So it's not Aspen Dental Management anymore. It's TAG, which is the Aspen Group, because now they're in urgent care. They have the aesthetic studios that they have. So they're really a health support organization instead of a DSO. Just really cool. I mean, it's amazing how the industry is growing. So there's a little intro video that you can check out in that article. Just pretty quick article to read, but just important. We do Shine every month, which is are the DSO people, kind of what's going on the support side of the industry. So typically executives, not so much on the clinical, but if you've got any movers and shakers, anybody that you've recently hired, or somebody that's maybe been promoted at your organization that you'd like to share with us, feel free to email me. I guess I should shout out my email right now. It's bill@groupdentistrynow.com, or you can find me all over LinkedIn and send me a message. And that way we can get your individual added to the list. We do this every single month. Kim Larson, who's the co-founder here and actually the chief marketing officer, pointed out in the article that 77 on the list this month were female. So that is, it's a list you can check out every single month. We compile it. Just a couple other things, and then I think I'm going to let everybody go because I wanted to just make sure that we got in some of the meetings that are going on, what meetings we will be attending. I forgot to mention that I will be at the ADEC meeting. So that ADEC and Patterson meeting that's happening in Nashville, I will be there. I've got about 30 minutes to speak. They've got some great speakers at that event. But you know what? Next month when I've got Dr. Rowe on, we can go over a little bit more of that in detail. I believe Dr. Rowe is also going to be at the Dental Forum event. So that's the one in September. So if you're going to be there, look for Dr. Rowe. That's the one that's in Scottsdale, the speed dating. So this is actually a cool article here. I'm just kind of scrolling the screen, but this is one that Clear did with us on trying to recession-proof your group with a membership plan. I know I got yelled at on LinkedIn because we said recession-proof, and somebody said, you can't recession-proof, something. But anyway, I think you can make it more resistant to a recession. So maybe the verbiage isn't entirely accurate, but you can certainly protect yourself a lot with something like a membership plan. And I think these are the types of things that groups need to look at now when doing this type of dealing with this type of economy. And we did a webinar with Clear, and one of the polling questions was, do you have a membership plan? And I was shocked. I think it was over 50, it might have been 60% of the audience did not have a membership plan at all. Something you have to look into for sure, whether it's with Clear, whether it's with somebody else. Definitely look into it. I mean, it to me, with especially the way the economy is, your patients are going to need it. A lot of your patients are going to need it. So just a couple more here. I'm just going to go through. We've got the Oak Point I mentioned. Mick Janess, he's going to be at the DSO Leadership Summit with his team, some of his team. But we also just recently did a podcast with him. So check that out as well. That's episode 96. So we're getting super, super close to 100 here. But really, really good podcast. Mick is really knowledgeable, and it was a pleasure to have him on the podcast. We're going to be doing some more things with Oak Point, getting some of their other executives on podcasts or doing interviews with them. But they have a lot to offer. This is that DSO Deal Roundup I mentioned. I mean, I'm just going to scroll through here again. If you're listening in, it's amazing the activity. I've got Guardian Dentistry Partners with the activity they have. They've got four acquisitions that we captured here. MB2 had 10 acquisitions in the past month in July. So there's this mention. We talk about the co-located Clear Choice in Aspen and Albuquerque. We actually mentioned WellNow in here. We talk about Beekman Group and First Choice Dental. TLC for Smiles enters into a new partnership with Smile Brands. Simply Beautiful Smiles, again, a Pennsylvania group. They hit 40 practices. Absolute hit 40 practices. That's interesting. Dental Care Alliance adds 3 affiliations. Mentioned this earlier that the Smile is expanded into PA. Marquee announces the grand opening of a practice in Smyrna, Georgia. I've seen some activity with Marquee Dental. They were quiet for a while back, and now it seems like they're in acquisition mode again. They also entered into the Lexington, Kentucky market. Premier Care Dental Management. So that's Dental 365. That's their management company. They added some new partners as well. So that's great too. And we did it's an older podcast, but if you, Scott Asness, who's the CEO and founder there, you don't hear a lot from him. So if you want to listen to him and how he built Dental 365, jump on episode 47 of our podcast. Really great. We were happy to be able to get him. He's a big fan of GDN. So we were able to convince him to come on the podcast. And I actually had the opportunity at the ADSO event in Austin to meet him for the first time. So that was a pleasure, and great to have him on. So episode 47, if you're interested in hearing about Dental 365 and how they got started, what their model's like. It's a couple years back, but you still get an idea. US Endo Partners, they're gangbusters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, looks like 5 acquisitions. Life Dental Group hits a milestone in Mississippi. They have 85 employees. Eagle Dental Management's growing. Tend is expanding. Imagine Dental Partners added 3 practices that we know about. Again, they may have added more. That's what we captured. West Coast Dental, strategic partnership with Court Square Capital Partners. There's a bunch more here. So, that's really what I wanted to hammer home here, is just some things that were really happening in the industry. Hopefully this was insightful. I know I kind of went rapid fire there a little bit, but I know everybody's busy, and hopefully you're like mowing your lawns or you're sitting on your deck listening to this, and it's going to help you out with your business. So if there's anything you'd like to see with DSO Declassified that we're doing or not doing, more importantly, that you'd like to see, send me an email, bill@groupdentistrynow.com, or just go to LinkedIn and actually you can look for Bill Neumann if you aren't connected to me again, or Kim Larson, and connect with us and let us know how we're doing. Please, if you get the opportunity, give us a 5-star on Apple or Google Podcasts, Spotify. We're on as well, or on YouTube. You can give us a thumbs up and say that we're doing a great job, and we can do a comment. But we're looking forward. We have been having an incredible year. 2022 is doing well. Oh, one thing I wanted to mention, hopefully not everybody signed off yet. We also have a partnership with a company called, the joint venture is called DSO Pro. So we're actually getting niche in the space. So we've got Group Dentistry Now, and then we actually have DSO Pro, which we have 4 newsletters that we send out through DSO Pro. And it's a JV between Group Dentistry Now and an organization called DSO Data Connect. So if you're looking for data in the industry, they've got a data platform, super robust. They update it twice a month. They have, right now the focus is on US, but they have some Canadian DSOs in there, and pretty cool platform. So if you're interested, reach out to Jim Chabelle or Alan Schwartz there. It's DSODataConnect.com is their website. But more importantly, DSO Pro, which is DSOPro.com, is a newsletter that goes out weekly, and we've broken it up into 4 different segments. One is DSO Pro Technology, one is DSO Pro Procurement and Operations, one is DSO Pro Recruitment and HR, and then the other is DSO Pro Happenings, so a little bit more of a catch-all. Next year, we've got some big plans for that. So forgot to mention that as well. We've also got big plans for a really incredible continuing education platform for our dental groups. I think you're going to be really excited. I can't talk about it now. The deal signed, that's all I can say, but it's with somebody super impressive in the industry, and it's exciting. So we are continuing to grow here and offer what the industry wants and what they need. So again, education, DSO Pro, we've got a ton of stuff going on here. We appreciate all your support. Again, thank you. This is the Group Dentistry Now Show, doing it a little bit different this time. Hopefully you like it. Give me some feedback. Until next time, I'm Bill Neumann. This is the Group Dentistry Now Show, and thank you all for listening in. We really appreciate your support. Until next time. And Dr. Rowe will be back for the next DSO Declassified.